Good morning, beautiful people. I thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that you are about to have the best day of your entire life. I thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you also to AdamMail.com, today's sponsor. AdamMail.com has literally thousands of items that will spice things up in the bedroom for you and your partner. It is a win-win-win, folks. AdamMail.com has things like sex toys, condoms, lubricants, underwear. They have BDSM equipment. They have literally, like I said before, thousands of items. Now, as great as that is on its own, here's something even better. For Dewey Show listeners only, if you go to AdamMail.com and you use my offer code DEWEY, that's Dewey, at checkout, you will get 50% off of almost any one item, as well as free and always discreet shipping. That's AdamMail.com, ADAMMALE.com, and the offer code is Dewey, that is DEWEY. Like everything else I talk about in today's show, this link and offer code will be in the description of today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you to AdamMail.com for sponsoring today's show. I'm going to be talking about Kevin Spacey today. I have done a deep dive on his life, and I'm going to summarize everything for you. Now, the reason that I've chosen Kevin Spacey as the subject of the next of this second short biography that I'm starting is because I have received about 6 emails from different listeners saying, hey Dewey, what's going on with Kevin Spacey? Why is he all over the news? And Kevin Spacey's once stellar reputation has faced a tremendous fall from grace as he stands accused of serious and deplorable acts of sexual misconduct. These allegations paint a disturbing picture of a man who allegedly exploited his power and celebrity to prey on others, casting a dark cloud over what many once considered a brilliant acting career. The reprehensible nature of the initial allegation by Anthony Rapp should not be understated. Spacey, according to Rapp, made sexual advances on him when he was a mere 14 years old, which, if true, sees Spacey not just as an actor with poor judgment but as someone who actively engaged in predatory behavior. Spacey's subsequent response was widely seen as a poorly concealed attempt to misdirect and garner sympathy by coming out as gay, a move that only added insult to injury by inferring a linkage between homosexuality and inappropriate behavior. After Rapp came forward, multiple reports emerged, corroborating a pattern of Spacey's misconduct that extended back years during his tenure at the Old Vic Theater and beyond. Allegations of Spacey groping young actors and fostering a toxic atmosphere reveal a man who appeared to believe he was beyond the reach of consequences, a belief that undeniably taints his legacy and cancels out his contributions to the arts. The legal battle that ensued, most prominently the Massachusetts case where Spacey was charged with indecent assault and battery, collapsed not on the merits of Spacey's defense but on a technicality regarding the accuser's evidence. Despite the case's dismissal, it should not be interpreted as an exoneration of Spacey's actions but rather a frustrating glimpse into the difficulties of legal prosecution in such cases, often leaving victims feeling voiceless and without justice. Spacey's fall from fame was met with widespread applause by many in the entertainment industry, recognizing the critical importance of maintaining moral and ethical standards. Netflix's bold decision to cut ties and effectively write Spacey out of House of Cards was a critical step, sending a message that no person's star power is valuable enough to overlook allegations of sexual abuse. Attempts to rationalize Spacey's behavior or to delve into speculative psychological analyses miss the point and risk normalizing such conduct. Fame and its accompanying pressures are no excuse for alleged sexual predation. To suggest that losing oneself in a role blurs the lines between right and wrong is to dangerously minimize the agency and culpability of the perpetrator, providing a disservice to survivors of sexual assault who seek acknowledgement and reformation. Spacey's career is now overrun with the stain of these allegations, and any attempt at a comeback or redemption should be met with undiluted skepticism. The industry's aversion to collaborating with him post-allegation serves as a testament to a larger commitment to ethical practices and a rejection of predatory behavior, regardless of the individual's previous artistic commendations. In summary, Kevin Spacey's narrative should be characterized not by the awards and acclaim he once received, but by the serious harm he is alleged to have caused. No level of acting skill or career success can, nor should, overshadow the severity of the accusations lodged against him. The critical discourse must prioritize accountability and integrity over any misplaced nostalgia for Spacey's past performances. The true measure of Spacey's legacy is not found in his films or stage roles, but in the brave voices that have spoken out against him. All right, folks, so those are the facts that I have found. I did have a little bit of add a little bit of my opinion in there, which is there is no excuse for him to have done what was alleged. There is a new documentary apparently on HBO where they are talking, where his accusers are telling their stories, and I think that we all owe it to them, just as fellow human beings, to hear what they've gone through. Because, like, hear me out. There are a lot of people who have been hurt in that way, and they don't really connect it with, okay, that was abuse, right? Like, it made me feel weird, but like that was it. And once people tell their stories, it helps other people realize, or it makes other people feel brave enough, like, hey, I can come forward, And the incredibly sad part of this is that the Massachusetts case with Spacey, there was something missing with the prosecution's evidence, and the individual, I'm not going to talk about who that was. If you want to look them up, do it. But the individual who was going after Spacey was like, well, okay, if I'm missing this evidence, it could be looked at that I am, like, lying. And so he began pleading the fifth, right? And that is a right of ours for a reason, to be able to plead the Fifth Amendment. Because there are certain things that can possibly incriminate us, and we don't even know about it, right? And so, frankly, I think it was a smart thing for him to do, to plead the fifth, in that situation. And I would have too. It's like people who, when the cops are like, hey, I want to talk to you, and then the person's like, yeah, not gonna happen, I want my lawyer. And then the cops start looking into them, like, further, because they wanted a lawyer, right? Having a lawyer present, and not having to self-incriminate, they are rights of ours. And we're lucky to have those rights. But I think that it was a big fucking fumble what happened in Massachusetts, and not on the victim's part. It was on the attorneys. They should have had their fucking shit in a pile. They should have had their poop in a group, and fucking, got this asshole put in jail, or I can't remember if it was a civil or a criminal trial. But regardless, I personally have given all of my personal opinions about the allegations levied toward Spacey. Okay, I've given all of that, and like I said earlier, these are allegations because they've not yet been proven, to be fact. However, when that many people come forward, it kind of makes you lean to one side of it. And there was a video of Kevin, who, I don't know who the hell he was talking to, but, he was, like, pleading with people, like, about this, and, trying to make himself a victim, which is really common because people that do this to other people are fucking cowards. I want you to listen to him and what he says, okay? Just hold on.
I've been mired in litigation for years and years and years and was just unable to speak in a public forum. And look, I'd also be just fine to humbly return to work and be grateful without saying anything, but I can't go through this again, allowing myself to be baselessly attacked without defending myself. If I was really this monster and everyone knew about it, then why aren't people asking questions about the networks and the studios who were all too happy to monetize off of me while allowing me to roam the streets freely?
So this guy wants to go back to work. This guy wants to go back to work. That's like allowing someone like myself who's addicted to opiates to go work in an opiate factory. You know, why? It makes no sense. This guy thinks that he should go back to work. The platforming of Kevin Spacey to me is disrespectful to the victims that came forward. Now, in a separate interview, he said because HBO is making the Spacey documentary, well, they've made it. It's being released now, and he said, "Well, I only had 7 days to respond to it, to allegations that were 48 years ago, even up to 48 years ago." And my thing is this, okay? Then don't do that to people. Like, it's so fucking easy. Leave people the fuck alone. Without consent, you should not do anything. Just leave them alone. Let them work, which is what they're there for. They are there, just like you, to get a fucking paycheck. Not have some old creepy gnome-looking motherfucking old man grab their stuff, or in one case, allegedly shoving your finger up somebody while their pants are still on without even saying like a hello. He walks up to you and he says, "Hey, thank you for the gift. It was really thoughtful." And you allegedly turn away from the camera, and you do that to him. And my thing is this, all right? Look, if there's some type of evidence that comes out that says, Kevin Spacey has never been a predator. Has he had questionable has he had any type of questionable behavior? No. Those are the case, if that's the case with those answers, right, then Kevin Spacey, by all means, go back to acting. But there are still there are multiple people saying through multiple generations saying that he did something to them that was sexual harassment. Some would even probably, some of it would, you could probably make a case that it was rape because you used a part of your body to enter someone else's body. And I think that this guy, thinks that he is just untouchable or something. I don't know. And he was saying, like, I can't talk through all this. Yeah, your lawyers are going to advise you, like, probably don't talk. But listen, if you're innocent of these things, you wouldn't worry about slipping up, now would you? If you were innocent of these things. So, yeah, I mean, being, like, if it was one or, two people that came forward with Spacey, and he was found not liable, not guilty, whatever it was, with one or both of them, I would be like, okay, like I'd be a little bit more, I don't know, accepting of him coming back. Just maybe have somebody on set, keep an eye on his behavior and control his behavior and stuff like that. Keep him away from people, stuff like that. Just to see, if he is who they claimed he is. And if he's not, then let him go back to work. But he has so many claims against him that I do not see how he has never been arrested for it. He's never had to pay money from a lawsuit, nothing. But I gave you the biographical part of his life. I gave you my opinion. I hope that you folks enjoyed this episode. Yeah, I answered questions that I was asked in emails, and if you want to email me, you're more than welcome to email me Dewey@Dewey.show, and yeah, you'll get me. And check out the website Dewey.show. I'm actually making some new cool merch. It's Space Boy merch. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I love Space Boy. Space Boy is me. But anyway, I love you folks. And I hope you have a good day. I hope that you're kind to yourself and, just remember that love is everything.